Good evening. Welcome to another exciting episode of... Stop, let me stop playing. Welcome to another exciting episode of Pop Culture Showdown, where you could be next. Let's get to it. And like that, we back. Ladies and gentlemen, today we have an interesting show. As you can see, it's three of us, but we're doing something different today. We're gonna have a total different type of conversation where we're gonna talk about battles between characters. We're gonna talk about our favorite movie quotes. We're gonna talk about what's going on with the world of Marvel and how that seems to affect my psyche and my emotional state, because I'm personally getting tired of those movies.
Don't pull out the knife.
Sorry. Okay. So we will hear from Mr. Eric today, who happened to be right on time in regards to what's going on with the movie crisis in the world of Marvel.
Well, I mean, Marvel just revealed, as you know, San Diego Comic-Con just happened. It was like the first in-person Comic-Con in the last few years because, the pandemic and everything.
One of our guys was just at that joint.
Oh, yes, Brian. He said it was an amazing experience. Like he was actually in Hall H and saw a lot of those great reveals. But they basically showed off the next few phases after the most recent was Phase 4, which, in my opinion, wasn't all that. It was lacking a bit. Besides, Spider-Man was my favorite out of the whole bunch. Everything else was kind of
Spider-Man was
okay.
A good movie.
That movie was good.
That movie was dope.
It's a little heavy on. I think this phase was a lot of just kind of throwing things out there, testing the waters, getting a few new characters out there like Miss Marvel, Moon Knight, and I think who else did they have in there that was pretty new? The Eternals, the Eternals. That's for one.
Oh my God! I think that's what turned it for me. That movie alone was just the
I
worst.
didn't like Eternals.
I applaud them for being different because my issue with the Marvel movies, they all seem kind of the same. Just just insert action scene, joke, action scene, joke, and then the end. And especially, I know Thor. I haven't seen Thor just because I wasn't pressed to see it. You liked it?
I've seen it twice. I loved it.
Love and Thunder?
Yeah. To me personally, I think that's one of my top 5 or 6 favorite Marvel movies.
Really?
I loved it.
It was good.
Yeah.
I might have to go see it because I'm hearing mixed reviews. I'm gonna go make my own assessment of it.
That's why I said I was hearing mixed reviews about it. Like people think, okay, it's just another ha-ha type of Marvel film. And it's funny because traditionally Thor is not is more of a serious character. Mm-hmm. He is kind of funny in the way he speaks. Is very Shakespearean almost, But anyway, the next few phases look like very interesting. We got Secret Wars coming. Obviously, we saw the Black Panther 2 trailer, which was very interesting, very emotional for a lot of people. We got Guardians 3 coming out. We got, Fantastic Four coming at some point. We got the Thunderbolts, Captain America 4. I think that was called New World Order, starring Sam Wilson, Captain America, not what's his name, Steve Rogers, and it's a lot of other stuff too on the way. So it's
Sam Wilson. You mean Anthony Mackie's character?
Yeah, Anthony Mackie.
He's Captain America.
Yeah, that actually happened in the previous phase in Falcon Winter Soldier.
In Endgame, he kind of when Steve Rogers at the end of the movie, you could kind of see Steve Rogers kind of passing the shield on to him, and it kind of just teased that from that point on he was going to be Captain America.
But how is he gonna have the strength to do it? I mean, we're talking about super soldier Captain America versus regular guy.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah. Well,
I mean,
that's why
he is black. I mean, black guy magic, I guess. You know what I mean? But
you got to see Falcon and Winter Soldier on Disney Plus. They kind of go in depth of how he does that. He trains, but it's like one of the things he's trying to not do is not be reliant on a super soldier serum. Because it's like everybody expect, we need Captain America to be this. And one of the themes they touched on was it's the man that made Captain America who he was. That's one of the reasons why the Doctor chose Steve, was not because of his, physical attributes.
He jumped on
Not
that
because
grenade.
of his tangibles.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it was more so just your intangibles, the person that he was.
Yeah, but I mean, at the same time, he did have superhuman strength. I mean, you just ain't gonna escape a Quinjet under attack, and you just some regular cat. You know what I'm saying? I remember Winter Soldier, to my recollection, pretty much handled him with ease when they got the scuffling, didn't they?
Yeah.
I'm talking about embarrassed him too, like
with ease.
ripped the wings off that man back. You know what I mean? Like, come here. You know what I'm saying? Like, what if you got the, I don't know. Captain America has some battles now. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I don't know how they gonna pull that one off.
Yeah, it's definitely interesting on where they're going to go with his character and everybody else. I'm interested in Thunderbolt, which is kind of like Marvel Suicide Squad type of anti-Avengers type of thing.
Yeah, because I was wondering about that. Because when I saw the whole list of movies for the next phase, and I saw Thunderbolts, I wasn't really too familiar.
Yeah, they're
with
they're like a black ops team with like superheroes. So they got usually U.S. agent. Okay. So the guy who like tried to replace Captain America, but Thunderbolt Ross, the Red Hulk, who's the Red Hulk.
That's actually Thunderbolt, right?
Yeah. But the only problem is I wonder how they're going to do that because the actor William Hurt, who played him, like Thunderbolt Ross, like the general who always going after Hulk, he actually recently passed away like some months ago. So I don't know if they're going to
for real?
Yeah, I don't know if they're going to recast him or get somebody else to. I think there's another version of Red Hulk, but I mean, he could probably go there.
I'm interested to see that because I always thought that was funny that he was always on the Hulk back, but now all of a sudden he's a Hulk. All of a sudden, I don't know.
Yeah, so I mean that'll be interesting. I think they're going to throw Zemo and Yelena, Black Widow's sister, is going to be a part of that team.
I crush on her too. She's nice. I like that accent,
Yeah. And speaking of Hulk, actually they got She-Hulk coming out too. The show. I don't know about that.
I kind of got a crush on her too.
I'm kind of iffy about that.
Yeah, she's going to crush
Something
you.
about a big green woman. It's like,
But I know they're supposed to be setting stuff up. Matter of fact, Daredevil was like teased at the end of her trailer. He's got the classic red and yellow suit.
they should remake Daredevil because that Ben Affleck version was atrocious.
Yeah, have you seen the Netflix show series?
I have, and it's all right. But
because they're actually bringing back the same actor because a lot of people like him.
Yeah, he was good in that. She was good in that.
But, yeah,
But I like the Punisher, insert in the Daredevil movie. It was great.
I hope they bring up Punisher too, because I know a couple times he has been a part of like the Thunderbolts too. So hopefully they work him into that. But I know the actor, he says like from the Netflix show, he's like he doesn't want to do it unless they're going to go hardcore into it. Like he doesn't want to half do it.
Yeah, that makes sense.
No, I feel him. I feel him. You know what I'm saying? In the meantime, though, I think that we're off to a great start when it comes to these new Marvel movies. You've already changed my mind. But, with that said, if they make another Eternal movie, I might shoot myself in the foot.
Actually, I read today that
the
sequel is coming out. I don't know when, but they're actively
What's it gonna be about? How to go to sleep faster? No. We're gonna talk about all that when we come back. But oh my God, please say it ain't so. Please say it ain't so. We'll be back.
This place that I call. I want to explain it to her.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are back, and we're glad to see you. We had an interesting conversation about the new phases in Marvel, and that's all great. But one thing that Marvel was always missing, and most of them, was a good, wholesome quote. Top 5 quotables, Yeah. Simon, what are your top 5 quotables from movies that you've seen?
My top quotes, I definitely got a couple. Well, first off, I just want to let it be known that not only, in my opinion, are these movie quotes iconic, I feel like the movies as a whole are iconic as well. So the first movie I'm going to start off with is Scarface, and yeah, Scarface. Yep. Yeah, for those of you who may not know, it's a movie starring Al Pacino. Came out in the early '80s, I believe, and he plays a drug dealer, and just about him coming from, I believe, Cuba to.
We've all seen it. What's the quote?
Yeah, Cuba. Yeah. I just want to give the audience a little bit of background if they haven't seen it, but. Basically, my quote is, it's at the end of the movie where his enemies infiltrate his house, and Al Pacino, he hears them behind the door of the room that he's in, and he grabs his, I think it was like an AK
over and under with the rocket launcher.
Yeah, with the rocket launcher on it, and he's getting it loaded, and he says, "Say hello to my little friend," and he just starts, and then he just blasts them, and
you ain't gonna hit it with the accent like Pacino did,
like say hello to my little friend, like something like that. But yeah, to me, I think that's iconic because, to me, not only is that because it builds up to a scene that I feel like is iconic as well. The explosions, the gunfire, Al Pacino, he's cussing, and you can just tell he's just really into the moment. So I feel like I feel like the main reason why it's iconic is because it leads into a more iconic scene. Another movie quote I feel like is iconic is from The Godfather, and
Pacino, basically.
Yeah,
Pacino.
And with this saying, it's when one of the characters he attempts to attack like the head boss, Vito Corleone, and the man who had him killed, he took him on a drive, and they pulled over to the side of the road, and the man who had him killed, he stepped out and he had act like he had to use the bathroom. And as he's using the bathroom, you hear 2 gunshots and you hear him turn around. And as he's walking back to the car, you would think that the man who shot him was going to kill the guy who had him killed. But you see that they know each other because he says to the guy, "Leave the gun, take the cannoli." Yep. Yeah, you got it, man. So and actually, and the reason why I feel like that saying is iconic is because I feel like it has a little bit of a deeper meaning to it. Because to me, a gun represents violence. It represents
take the cannoli though.
Yeah, it represents violence, and so him saying "leave the gun," I feel like he's kind of saying leave that event in the past, leave that violence in the past, and take the cannoli. I feel like it means, we're gonna just basically move on into the future. We're gonna move past what just happened and go into the future. So what you guys think? I gave my
That's some joint. I got something to say about that Scarface, but I want to hear from Eric right quick. Eric, let us know.
Hey,
we know you shea buttered up right now, but let us know your quotes.
I think a lot, it's just like anything from like the 80s, like those 80s action movies, you can't beat none of those quotes. Schwarzenegger, all of them.
He was in his zone for a minute.
Oh, Jesus, like, talk about some, what was it, Commando, where he stuck the pipe in the dude's chest and then steam come, he said, "You need to blow off some steam, Bennett." Like anything like that. You got to go with Terminator, I'll be back.
Although, can you really use one-liners as quotes, though? Because Schwarzenegger, you could take his whole catalog and do that. But, like, what's a mean little quote? Like a whole, at least a 4-bar quote, you know what I'm saying?
A 4-bar quote?
I just said 4 bars. I can't really count them, but,
you could throw in there, come with me if you want to live. I feel like that's kind of iconic. People have used that.
Come with me if you want to live.
Come with me if you want to said that line in T2.
I was wondering, how does the Terminator even know English but have an accent? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
he's a cyborg. I feel like they know every language.
But why would a cyborg have an accent? We're off topic, you know what I'm saying? But what's your quote? You know what I'm saying? Like,
probably the Joker from like Dark Knight or something like that. Because he has so many lines that he just says. It's like,
why so serious?
Yeah, why so serious?
Cool
it's
quote.
Like,
But that's your quote from the Batman? You ain't really named one yet, so I'm starting to think you ain't really got no quote. Just name the joints you like.
When he's talking to the gangsters or whatever, like when he first shows up, and he's like y'all ain't like, he's basically like y'all not nothing. Like he's like, I know why you guys commit your crimes in broad daylight. He's like, it's simple, we just kill the Batman. And he said, when he was like, if he's like, why don't you do it? If it's so easy, is if you're good at something, never do it for free.
Yeah, I like that.
He said,
it made it different because he came in with a purple suit. It was that same scene. He was like, it wasn't cheap. You ought to know. You bought it.
It's funny. He just walked in there after robbing all the mobs is blind, and he goes in there and strikes a deal with them. And it's like, he just left. Like he said, you think you just steal our money and walk away? He said, yeah.
All subtle. Yeah. That's tight though. But you know what my favorite quote of all time is? You ever see that movie Pirates of the Caribbean, like the first one?
Yeah.
You remember like when Jack Sparrow first shows up, all through it, that dude, I forgot his name, but he was like the police basically. He was the dude trying to date Elizabeth. He kept saying, "You got to be the worst pirate I ever seen." Right. Then when he snatches up Will after they fight, they go, not only do they escape jail, they go underwater with some type of boat apparatus. Oh, yeah. They make them think they're about to steal the big boat, so they jumped on the big boat. While they're doing that, he crept over to the little boat, dipped out on that, and while they dipping out on that boat, he disabled the rudder chain on the big boat so they can't be followed. And my man's homeboy, he was like, "That's got to be the best pirate I ever seen." You know what I'm saying? And my man, he couldn't do nothing but just So it was see.
He's like, yeah.
Hey, for real, I'm like, yo, Jack Sparrow was my man after that, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, that was like the best quote I've ever heard in the movie. You know what I'm saying? We gonna talk more about that when we come back. But in the meantime, we gotta go pay these bills.
If you love them enough to crawl into a play place to get them to come down, then surely you'll check nhtsa.gov/the right seat to make sure they're in the right car seat.
If you're buzzed and doing this to make yourself feel okay to drive, you're not okay to drive.
And now we are back, and it's the moment we've all been waiting for, the best part of the show, the big Duke-a-roo.
Yep.
That's how we get down in these parts. Somebody's gonna go to somebody's body, or somebody's not. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Somebody getting put on there.
somebody's getting put on a stretcher today. We've got an amazing lineup for Rumbles today, but we're gonna go through them one by one. We're gonna let Eric jump it off with the first one. Mr. Simon Says. Just gonna jump it off with the second one. I had to throw the Simon Says reference in. It's all good. It was kind of corny, but it's all good.
Yeah,
It's
all
cool.
right.
I'm gonna follow up, and then we're gonna take it from there. So Eric, jump us off with the first battle of the night.
It's gonna be something, just a little warm up, you know. We got Show Enough, the master, Kiss the Converse from, you know, The Last Dragon versus.
Who's the master showing up? You gotta say it.
Yeah, who's the
Leroy.
master?
Who's the master?
Who's the master? So we got Show Enough versus the Shredder, the arch nemesis to the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. So, who you guys think was going to win this?
You already know who I'm
bout?
going with. Fist up like Black Power, baby. You know what I'm saying? Like, Leroy, Show Enough show up at the movie theater looking for you. You know what I'm saying? Think about it. Everybody that Show Enough was beefing with, he come looking for you. Shredder, Shredder was ducking and hiding. They ran up on Shredder. He handled his business when he ran up on him, but he ultimately got beat up by a rat. A mutant rat, but a rat. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, I see what you're
But
saying
the
about
rat
Show Enough.
knew martial arts though, so it's not like it was just some regular rat though.
So did Leroy. Leroy was the master. Everybody was saying Leroy was that dude. Leroy had to get the glow before he messed with Show Enough. He had to get some imaginary power, mystical powers to beat Show Enough.
I mean, Show Enough had that red electricity coming off him when
He was,
like,
and he was whooping dudes.
He was like that.
The glow? Yeah, the red. That was his aura though. That's kind of like Rick James' aura. It's just
Rick
that,
James aura.
Yeah, he got that Rick James aura.
You sure it wasn't the Afro Sheen or the Jericho?
It might have been that too. Don't front like you don't feel the power of the Afro Sheen when it walks in. You smell it like, what is this?
I personally think Shredder's going to do it just because Shredder has fought 4 mutant turtles and he got foot soldiers on him. Show Enough had some clowns back there who was just co-signing him.
They look like gang members to me. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? He had 2 crazy chicks.
He
And
had
like,
Oakland Raider fans. That all they was wearing just shoulder pads.
but they ran up in a movie theater and started beating up everybody in the movie theater. Like how many people be in a movie theater?
Remember that one scene, that one part, he's like, don't hit the face, baby. Don't hit him in the face, baby.
And he got the most iconic quote ever. Bruce Leroy dodges bullets with his teeth. Please. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I think I got Show Enough winning that, man. Y'all got Shredder?
Yeah, I think I got Shredder,
I
man,
got
because
Shredder.
plus I feel like Shredder is bigger and he's stronger. And as far as like, you know, he's Show Enough being able to like emit like electricity out of his fingers, Shredder has the armor, so I feel like that will kind of protect him a little
Man,
bit.
metal attracts electricity, man. He's already lost. And
Don't
plus,
Shredder got weapons, though?
He got those long knives for fingers, like.
hey, look, man, it's not the size of the dog in the fight, man. It's the size of the fight and the dog.
I mean, I guess, but I'm
Show
still
Enough
gonna
wins
go
by
with Shredder.
default, baby. Show Enough wins by default, man. You know what I'm saying? Show Enough gonna win by default, okay? But it's all right, man. We gonna move to the next battle, man. Who's the next battle?
Next battle, I think one I thought of is Winter Soldier versus John Wick.
Winter Soldier versus John Wick.
Yeah, versus
You gotta say
Wick.
John Wick with the Mr. Wick.
Mr. Wick, yeah.
Are you working, Mr. Wick? Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, yo, why you sound just like him too?
Yeah.
Yeah, I am.
Yeah. Me personally, I think I would have to go with the Winter Soldier on this. One of the reasons because he has that metal arm, and that metal arm is that gives him a little bit of a strength advantage. And if I'm not mistaken, isn't like this the Winter Soldier? Isn't he like enhanced? Like doesn't he kind of like a super soldier as
he does
well?
have the super
So yeah,
soldier.
so he got powers similar to Captain America. So yeah, with that being said, I'm going to have to side with Winter Soldier on that one.
I don't know, man. Like I kind of think that this is even because I mean one thing about it, he do got the metal arm. He is, but y'all seen John Wick? Dude be taking on like impossible odds, and somehow my man even said he got the will. And you know he's doing all headshots. He's not shooting you in the arm.
They call him the boogeyman.
The boogeyman.
Nah, he's the man that comes to kill the boogeyman. You know what I'm saying? Like, he had a man strike his own son because he was beefing with Wick. He like, man, you got Wick, man, I got to put hands on you because I got to call this man and negotiate. He don't even he ain't got no rap, none of that.
Yeah,
but
he shot his dog and stole his car, which is the dumbest thing.
You gotta say what John Wick, what Winter Soldier we talking about? We talking about like no rap Winter Soldier, or we talking about already brainwashed free Winter Soldier? Because
I think we talk about brainwashed Winter Soldier.
Yeah, brainwashed
because whatever they got when he's free, that's not Winter Soldier. But when he pulled even in that old footage of in Civil War where he killed Tony Stark's parents, and I think his mom was still alive, and you just see him with the blanket stare just suffocating,
choking her slam out.
I was like, dang.
Yeah, he's a different breed for sure.
Yeah, he definitely, he's saying, because you don't really see Scarlett Johansson, Black Widow scared of nobody, but when you mention his name,
when Winter Soldier showed up, she was like,
on the low, she's like, let me get out of here.
Shook.
You know what I'm saying? She killed herself, like, let me go. When it came to Winter Soldier, she's like, nah, I'm out, yo. That dude is something serious.
If John Wick kept this fight at a distance, he definitely would have a better chance. But if he get up close, Winter Soldier,
hand-to-hand combat, it's
like John Wick, because John Wick be finding when you kill people with a pencil and a book. I mean, what else can you are? You are a living weapon. Like,
I mean, so that's what I'm saying. It's kind of even, man. It's hard to. We gonna touch back on it because you know what I'm saying, this definitely gonna eat us some time, but we definitely gonna have to touch back on that one because, man, that's a mean fight. You know what I mean? Yeah. But yeah, definitely. If it's Winter Soldier that's unbrainwashed, then I think John Wick easily takes the Vic. But we talking about the one that put the bomb under Fury's car. In the middle of the highway, you see that?
Remember
on the highway?
That fight scene where they had the knife and he threw the knife in midair and caught it and then tried to catch it.
The only person, he was doing that with Captain America. He was giving him the business. So.
I remember his arm got dislocated and he said,
pop lock little people. Didn't even breathe, you know what I'm saying? But I don't know though, John Wick did kill 3 people with a pencil. Who can do that? You know what I'm saying?
It's funny, like every time John Wick pull up, and it's like somebody be like, oh, it's JohnCk. Everybody just respect him, even though they about to just fight to the death. Everybody's like, you the best, but I mean, I'm still gonna kill you.
But then again, what's my name? Zero? What was the dude's name that was in John Wick 3?
Oh.
We're gonna talk about that when we come back. But in the meantime, once again, let's pay these bills. The water bill, in fact.
It takes less than 1 minute to find out if you may have prediabetes, and you can do it here. So what are you waiting for? Just go to the site.
And like that, we're back. And as we were talking about before, we are getting it on with these rumbles. And yet again, I do think that is a toss-up. So we're going to leave that fight that we were just talking about on the table when it comes to John Wick and Winter Soldier. I think they both have like the name W in their name. That's dope.
Oh, yeah.
Wick versus Winter Soldier. Awesome. But we're moving right along, and we're going to talk about kind of a funny, playground match. I can't really see these two actually fighting because both of them will kind of talk their way out of it. But who has the best talk game out of this fight? You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna go with the battle of the Mick versus Mix. We got Marty McFly versus the one and only Mick Glover.
I am Mick Glover.
That's what he's like.
I am Mick Glover.
Yeah, Mick Glover. You know what I'm saying? Now, what does Mick Glover do? You know what I'm saying? What's so ill about him? Everybody seems to like Mick Glover. I know people who've named themselves after Mick Glover. But from what I can tell,
I mean, I only seen Superbad a couple times. From what I've seen, he was the funniest, like one of the funniest people in that movie. Just the way he was like able to talk his way out of every situation, and he just like at the end, he was the one who just made out like a bank. Like he got the women, he got the alcohol and everything. He just had the best time out of everybody.
He had the best time out of everybody. That's true.
He did have a good time in that joint. I mean, I guess if you can talk your way out of a situation, it's good. It's almost as good as being able to physically get out of the situation. So it's good work on that end. But man, who can do better talk game than Marty McFly? He went back in time.
Man, Marty McFly.
Even his name is cool. You know what I mean? Marty.
My
McFly.
name is McFly. Like my name was Marty McFly. Like
that's
McFly.
Thank McFly. But just the way, like, if you think about it, I know it's a different time period when he went to the past. But if you pull the what is that? And then people, like 3 dudes look in that direction and there's nothing over there and you get away with it, you automatically get the W from me.
I mean, but is that better than talking your way out of a situation with the police though?
Incarceration, yeah.
Like,
yeah,
because to me, you got to be real slick in order to do something like that. Like, you got to be able to think on your feet very quickly.
My man also, he did this though. He was getting, like McFly was getting chased down on a skateboard by some dudes in a car. So instead of trying to outrun him with the car, he just looked back, jumped in the car. Nah, this is before the hoverboard. He had the regular skateboard, you know what I'm saying? He let the skateboard roll under the car. He jumped in the car, excuse me, and jumped off the back of the car. And they look at him like, yeah, did he just jump in the car with us? And then they ran into a big truck full of manure, you know what I'm saying? So then all the chicks was watching. He's like, oh my God, who is he? And his mom was like, I don't know, but I'm gonna find out. You know what I'm saying? Like
Calvin Klein.
Yeah, it's Calvin Klein.
It's Calvin Klein.
Marty McFly, man, he wins it hands down. I mean, it's a good battle. You know what I'm saying? And he's a time traveler. You know what I'm saying? Not only did he steal the
Doc did all that. Doc did all that.
Man, Doc didn't go back. Doc was scared. He ain't scared to go in time.
He was like, we gotta get back to the past.
And just the fact that McFly knew Doc, like who could even stand a crazy dude like that? I wouldn't be nowhere near him. I'd be like, son, you out your mind, man.
Yeah, he was tripping.
You know what I'm saying? This dude be like, you're definitely on drugs. Like, just say no. I'm saying, like, what is this dude? Why do I even know this dude?
Right,
this dude like 65. I'm in high school. He running up on me.
I do like the way he was able to adapt, whether he was going through the future, where like Biff controlled like everything.
World,
basically Biff controlled the world, and then his life sucked, and his dad was dead.
I wanted to touch on Biff right quick. I'm gonna just tell you something, man. Biff was a smart dude, because even though he got played by McFly, he did find that book, that almanac.
Boy,
and got filthy rich off of that.
Let me find that sports almanac. Let me find that.
Because how smart do you got to be to realize this? Oh. Everything. The house, everything in this game. Trust me. Shut up. You know what I mean? But let's get back to the battle. This is the battle of the night. The battle of the night, folks.
Yeah.
Being that you talked about him earlier and I talked about the other guy earlier, this has got to be the battle of the night. We got the Joker, real origin unknown, versus the mythical, the icon, Jack Sparrow.
Jack Sparrow, yep.
It's a pirate's life for me.
It's a pirate's life for me. Man. You got the master of deception versus the master of chaos. One guy makes the situations, the other guy gets out of the situations.
I'm biased. I'm going with my DC dude. I'm going with Joker. Yeah. There's no way. Captain Jack Sparrow is, first of all, he's drunk every time he's on screen. Okay.
That's true.
Granted, he may get a way out of situations and he may figure a way out of a fight and everything, but it's like, the Joker gonna catch him eventually. The Joker gonna poison his rum. Okay.
I poisoned his rum.
The Joker going to do something. Like, I don't like.
Man, Jack Sparrow might sip that rum and be like, it's quite bitter. It might do something even slicker out that time, you know what I'm saying? Like, Jack was just too witty for the Joker, man. Like, you know?
I feel like the Joker will probably do something to get under his skin.
Yeah.
And Jack wouldn't even care. like Jack would
be like, Exactly. He might be like,
it off.
Okay. He might look at him like you continue to.
I blew up the Black Pearl, and then he'd be like, oh, I hated that piece of crap anyway.
He might have made him think it was the Black Pearl. He's like, you talking about this pearl?
Joker would kill him out of frustration, because Joker likes messing with you and getting you to break, and then ultimately.
If you can't get under his skin, that's his whole thing, getting under people's skin. If you can't do that, he's gonna just lash out. He's like, why can't I figure him out?
I feel y'all, but you gotta remember something. Man. Jack Sparrow was witty, slick, didn't care, was always drunk. Will Sparrow was a fighter, was a rumbler, blacksmith. They squared up. Jack won.
So what, Will Turner?
Will Turner, whatever his name is. Yeah, Will Turner.
Corbin Bloom.
Jack won though. At the end of the day, Jack could throw down with you if he needed to. He get busy with you, and that's why.
Didn't he beat Davy Jones too?
He did all of it. Remember, he was like, "Man, I need my case." What Jack say to him? You got to shake it free, baby. You don't got to shake it. I got it. You got to shake it free. And they was on the little plate drink, rumbling.
And I'll say Jack can run now. That boy can run. That boy,
he running every single movie. He running from something or somebody.
Hey, look, and he be having that one shot. That one shot be counting. Remember, he was on the little rope. He turned around with the spin move. Shot the joint. It was real cinematic. Shot the joint with the slow mo. Bow in the rain, in the middle of a thunderstorm. Like, man, it's gotta be Jack, man. You know what I'm saying? Eddie had his own ship. Man, hands down, Jack. But for right now, we're going to wrap it up. We're going to see y'all next episode. Thanks for watching. And remember, you could be next.